Welcome to the Dynasty Football Key. We're here to unlock some strategies this offseason to help you win your leagues. And I'm excited. It's 2024. The season's completely over. And now we're seeing everyone is focused on the next season. We have been focused on 2024, but wanted to jump into the 2025 season. I'm going to do another draft after this for the 2026 and 7 season. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and jump into the first round. I've got 3 rounds for you. This is a super flex dynasty rookie mock draft for the 2025 season. And let's go ahead and take a look at the 101. I've got Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden III. At the 102, I've got Tatario McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. At the 103, Emeka Ibuka, wide receiver from Ohio State University. And we were really sad to see him go back to school, but they are on a mission to win a title. So I completely understand what they are trying to accomplish there. At the 104, we've got Shedeur Sanders, quarterback out of Colorado, and I could absolutely see him rising. Whoever the quarterback one is, there's going to be a lot of teams in the NFL that need a quarterback, and I could see him rising to the tops. I've seen that he has a real good, unshakable clutch gene. The team has had actually a good recruiting class, and I can see them getting a lot better on the offensive line. He's not a rushing type quarterback. He has rushed in college, so that will be there to some degree, but speed wise he's not as fast as Jaden Daniels type, but still it is a part of his game. He'll use whatever he needs to do to try to win a game. At the 105, we've got Evan Stewart, wide receiver out of Oregon. We've got at the 106 Quinshon Judkins, running back out of OSU. These 2 guys transferred over, and we'll see how they fare in this next season. Quinshon Judkins is going to have some competition in the backfield that he's entering, so that's going to be something that will affect his draft stock and that other running back, which we'll get to here in a moment. At the 107, Nick Singleton. Me, or at least a couple years ago when I had these ranks, I had Nick Singleton as the RB1. So I've seen him falling much further than this. Right now, I'm going to keep Nick Singleton where he's at, but he also has competition in his backfield, which we'll get to a little bit later. Trevor Etienne at the 108, Georgia running back, brother of Travis Etienne from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Georgia's just been a really good team. They're going to have a lot, some good efficiency, and I could see him having a big season. At the 109, Quinn Ewers, quarterback out of Texas. He was in the Final Four of the teams in this past national college playoff. And I think this Texas team is projected as one of the top 3 teams in the nation. So that could help boost his draft stock. We understand him going back to school because he wasn't able to have multiple healthy seasons consecutively. Not that they took him out of those seasons, but there was also inconsistency in his play from one game to the next. So there wasn't enough on tape to be sure where his draft stock is going to lie. But again, with the need of quarterback, I can definitely see him going in the first round. There's a lot of competition at that quarterback spot because there's guys that may declare early. So we will see what happens. But here at the 110, we've got Carson Beck, quarterback from Georgia. 111, we've got Ashton Jeanty, running back, Boise State. Ollie Gordon II, running back out of Oklahoma State. So let's go into the second round. At the 202, Omarion Hampton, running back out of University of South Carolina. At the 202, we have Travion Henderson, running back from OSU, Ohio State University. So he's sharing that backfield with Quinshon Judkins. That's where we're going to want to see how does that competition between those two affect their draft capitals. Travion Henderson was a highly touted prospect at one point, and we will see, he had injuries that were questioning his draft capital. If he can get through the season healthy, maybe show a lot on the pass catching side, there's still maybe a good place for him on our dynasty teams. Here at the 203, Drew Aller, quarterback, Penn State. Here at the 204, Devin Neal, running back from Kansas, really fast running back. 205, Branson Robinson, running back out of Georgia. 206, Raheem Sanders, Arkansas. 207, Isaiah Bond, wide receiver in Texas, transferred from Georgia this season. And again, I think with what Texas has been able to do, getting far in the playoffs, if they can do something similar, at least get into the playoffs, that type of the national stage can help boost Isaiah Bond's draft stock. 208, an exciting player in Travis Hunter. I have him listed as an athlete wide receiver. He's playing on defense and at wide receiver. We'll see what he ends up doing in the NFL. He may not be someone we're even able to use for fantasy if he does stick to the defensive side of the ball. I've seen him have high catch totals in games, so he has those hands and ability. Wide receiver gets paid higher, so he may want to try to push that way, but we'll see where he ultimately decides on for his playing position in the NFL. 209, Luke Lachey, tight end out of Iowa. Iowa is tight end U, so hard to pass on a good prospect out of Iowa. 210, Tez Johnson, wide receiver out of Oregon. He had a good connection with Bo Nix, who's moved on to the NFL. I believe he's Bo Nix's adopted brother. We'll see how he has a connection with the next quarterback in Oregon. I actually have a run of Oregon players here. Jordan James, running back, and Dylan Gabriel, the new Oregon quarterback. So it'll be really interesting to see how that trio does. Okay, we're jumping into the third round. Christian Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. He was in that championship game and won, and Jim Harbaugh really leans on those tight ends, and he's shown what he's got. So he's definitely boosted his draft stock to the point where he'll be getting drafted in the second round at least, I would think. 302, Oscar Delp, tight end out of Georgia, replacing Brock Bowers. 303, Jaron Glover, wide receiver, Michigan State. 304, Damian Martinez, running back out of Oregon State. 305, Katrin Allen, running back out of Penn State, and he's the one who's sharing the backfield with Nick Singleton. We'll have to see how they push each other's draft stocks, but still has some talent. We'll see what he can do. 306, you could argue he could be higher. Donovan Edwards, he is a pass-catching running back. However, with Blake Corum in this 2023 season that has passed, he really, they were sharing the workload and they leaned on Blake Corum more. And Donovan Edwards, he really didn't get, it didn't have consistent statistics. Statistically, it wasn't a great season for him. He had a better 2022, so this could be his season, being the RB1 there, that could really boost him up. That's why he's hanging on here. At the 307, we've got Jalen Milroe, quarterback from Alabama. He had a long time ago transferred from Texas, so I know him pretty well. KJ Jefferson, he also has rushing ability, quarterback out of Arkansas at the 308. 309, Jackson Ott, running back out of Cal. 310, Taj Brooks, running back from Texas Tech. 311, Jackson Dart, quarterback out of Ole Miss. It is super flex, so wanted to at least have another quarterback here at the end. And we've got Matthew Golden, wide receiver, transferring into Texas. So that'll do it for this 2025 three-round rookie mock draft. just want to give you a little bit of an idea of who to expect in next year's class. Yeah, it is just next year. We'll be talking about this class a lot more in depth, if not much sooner, once we get into this next college season here in the tail end of the summer. So thank you again for watching. Like I said, I'm going to have a 2026 and 2027 mock draft video coming out soon. So I hope to see you there. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.